It's my first time filming in over 3 weeks and I feel like I'm back to being an awkward potato. See, I can't even talk right. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel and welcome to my favorite high-end products of 2017. I can't believe we're in 2018, like the year just flew by. Maybe it's just from being a YouTuber because we don't have like a regular work schedule, or at least I don't. All the days just seem to mold into one. So yeah, 2017 felt like it was like 4 months long. Anyway, like I said, today's video is going to be my favorite high-end products of 2017. I did do this video last year and there's probably going to be a lot of double ups. But if there are, that just simply means I didn't find anything better this year. I don't want to just mention a product for the sake of not having mentioned it before. Like, if I didn't find anything better this year, last year's product is still the best. I did have a lot of trouble limiting the products that I want to mention in this video, so let's just try and breeze through everything. So first up we have primers. Now this is a new one. I got this like 6 months ago, I want to say. This is the Marc Jacobs Invisible Cover Perfecting Coconut Face Primer. So this is not a pore filling primer. If you want this to fill in your pores, it's not going to. But this is so great at moisturizing your skin and just helping the foundation go on a lot easier. Like, I have oily skin and I still love this. It also smells like coconuts. It just reminds me of summer. Then the next primer, I have 3 primers. I struggled to cut it down this year. But the next primer was in last year's favorites, and that is the POREfessional primer. Honestly, I've used this primer ever since I started my YouTube channel, which was like over 4 years ago now, and there's food in my teeth. So if you guys have been with me from the beginning, you guys would have seen this a lot. And thanks for sticking with me this long, guys. But this is just a great pore filling primer. It feels so smooth on your skin and it just really helps your foundation glide on. Then the next primer I have, this is a new one. I still have food in my mouth. I ate a sandwich just before filming and now I've got like crumbs on my mouth. I'm sure that's what you guys wanted to hear. Okay, so next primer, this is a new one. This is the Cover FX Blurring Primer. I feel like this one is really similar to the Benefit POREfessional primer. Like, it's even the same color. This is great at filling in pores and fine lines. If anything, it feels just the slightest bit more tacky than the Benefit primer. But other than that, they're like so similar. They even kind of smell the same. So that was it for primers. Now on to foundations. I'm pretty sure, again, I've got 3 foundations. I'm pretty sure 2 of these were in last year's video. But first up is my ultimate holy grail foundation. If you haven't tried this foundation yet and you've got oily skin, I definitely recommend you go check it out. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter Foundation. It's what I have on today. It makes you look absolutely flawless. This was like 1.5 pumps and it covers my entire face with full coverage. It literally lasts all night, like the name suggests. It's the only foundation I have found that does that. It looks amazing in photos. It literally looks like you've been airbrushed and it doesn't settle into my fine lines. And I love it. But if you are after something that looks like skin, this is not it. This will literally make you look airbrushed. If you want something that looks more like skin, my next favorite is the Cover FX Custom Cover Drops. This stuff is so sheer, like the texture, it's literally like colored water. But even though the texture is like water, it is still extreme coverage. I feel like with this, you can have anything from light to full coverage. I think you're supposed to mix this in with your moisturizer so you get more of a lighter coverage, but I just use it on its own and it is full coverage on its own. This also looks beautiful in photos, but the reason why it doesn't beat my Urban Decay foundation is because it settles into like my smile lines just a little bit. Just a little bit. Nothing major, but you know, Urban Decay doesn't do that, so it wins. Guys, I chipped my cat mug. This is my favorite mug. I might have to see if Target still has them. Also, thinking of getting a cat. Just gonna live up to my crazy cat lady title. Then the last foundation I've been loving this year. This one was also in last year's video, I'm pretty sure. It's the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. This one is sort of like in between these two. So the coverage is like light to medium. It doesn't look as airbrushed as Urban Decay, but it doesn't look as much like skin as the custom cover drops, but it still has a really beautiful finish and looks amazing in photos. Okay, what's next? Concealer. I only have 1 concealer to talk about. I'm pretty sure it was in last year's video as well, but nothing beats this. And if you've been watching other people's favorites for 2017 videos, I'm sure you would have seen this. It's the Tarte Shape Tape. This stuff is just life-changing. It's so thin in consistency, but it is so full coverage, and the tiniest bit goes such a long way. I love this. And I have used this so many times this year and I'm still on the one tube. I do think it's almost out though. Not entirely sure what I'm gonna do when it's run out because it's not available in Australia. I might have to get my American friends to send me some over. There's a hair on my mouth. If you're only gonna try one thing I recommend in this video, make sure it's the Tarte Shape Tape. It will change your life, your makeup life. Maybe not your like personal life. So next up is powders. I've got 2 powders that I've been loving this year. First up, pretty sure this was in last year's video as well. This is the Benefit Hello Flawless powder. Pretty sure this is supposed to be a powder foundation, but I use it as a setting powder. This is my second one of these. The formula of this is amazing. It really helps like airbrush your skin. You get a nice mirror, and then it's got like this little secret compartment. Woo! Where it's got a brush and a sponge. Then the other powder is a new one for me this year. I'm not sure if I've used this on camera, but I've used it a lot off camera. Steph is actually the one that put me onto this. So this is the IT Cosmetics Airbrush Perfecting Powder. So like the Benefit one, this one helps blur your skin and give you that airbrush look. It also comes with a big mirror and another compartment with a sponge. You can also build up the coverage with this one. So if you're after a bit more coverage on top of your foundation, this is amazing. I was gonna try and close it with my hand. There we go. So next up, I think we're gonna do bronzers. I got 2 bronzers to show you. Pretty sure this first one was in last year's video, but it is amazing. It is the Too Faced Sweethearts bronzer in Sweet Tea. I do have a love-hate relationship with the packaging because it is so bulky. So it's quite annoying to take traveling. It also gets really dirty really quickly because it's made out of cardboard, but the actual product is beautiful. So I have it on the outside of my face today just to bronze it up a little bit. It's got this beautiful sheen to it. If you look at it closely, you can see all these like gold sparkles in it, but you can't see the gold sparkles when you put it on your face. You also get 2 shades with this, so you get the lighter and the darker shade. Personally, I just mix them together and slap it on. But if you have more of a light skin tone, you can reach for the lighter shade. If you have more of a deeper skin tone, you can go for the darker shade. Then the other bronzer I've been loving in 2017 was the Marc Jacobs Coconut Perfect Tan. Oh no, it's limited edition. Oh, I didn't realize it was limited edition. So I'm not sure if you guys can still get this when you're watching this video, but if you can, it's amazing. You get so much product. I've used this so much and have barely made a dent in it. I have made the packaging really dirty though. You get an awesome big mirror. There's you guys, hi. It smells like coconut and it's just the right neutral bronze shade. Like it's not too warm, not too cool. So it's great for bronzing and great for contouring as well. It's matte, but it's not chalky and it's so easy to blend and I love it. And Marc Jacobs, please do not make this limited edition. I've been talking for so long, let's speed things up a bit. So next up is blush. This is the Too Faced Sweethearts Perfecting Flush Blush in the shade Sparkling Bellini. It looks like I haven't even used this, but I've used this so much. You do get so much product. I need to stop like waving this around. You do get so much product in the packaging, but like the bronzer, I've got a love-hate relationship with the packaging. It's so bulky, but this is such a beautiful peachy shade. It does have like gold shimmers in the packaging, but when you put it on your cheeks, can't even notice it. Then the other blush I used so much last year was the Benefit California blush. It's like starting to get crusty bits from me using it so much. As you guys can probably tell, I'm such a sucker for like shimmery peachy shades. They're just so beautiful and they suit like every skin tone. It's so easy to blend and it smells delicious. I can't remember what it's supposed to smell like, but it smells really good. Also, how cute is this packaging? Okay, highlighters. Now this was probably the hardest category for me to choose from. So the first highlighter is a liquid highlighter and that's the Marc Jacobs Do You Dewdrops. This was sold out for so long last year, but it is seriously the most beautiful liquid highlighter I have ever seen in my entire life. Let me just do a little swatch. It just adds, I applied way too much, but it just adds this beautiful sheen to your skin. Obviously, you do not want to apply that much to your face, but it just makes your skin look so healthy and glowy. Also, ignore this. I was at a festival a few days ago and had flash tattoos and they were really hard to get off. So I've got a few like remains of them on my body. I do shower, don't worry guys. Then the next highlighter is probably my most used highlighter for 2017, and it's a classic. I feel like no one talks about these highlighters anymore because they've been around for so long, but yeah, I just kept reaching for it. And it's the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Moonstone. It's just such a beautiful like champagne color. It's got no glittery bits, it's so pigmented and it blends out so smoothly. I love it. And another highlighter that's a really similar shade to the Becca highlighter that I've also been obsessed with is the Ofra, hold on, just let me open it. It's the, ooh, just got it everywhere. It's the Ofra Rodeo Drive highlighter. Oh, actually they're not that similar, never mind. This is like a few shades darker than Moonstone. But I love Ofra highlighters, they blend out so easily, they're so pigmented and buttery. Woo. Okay, then the last highlighter. This isn't really fair because I only discovered this in like November, December, and it's the Jouer highlighter in Topaz. It's a little more chunky than the other highlighters I mentioned, but it's still such a beautiful shade. I'm like running out of places to swatch. You can't even see that because I'm covered in highlighter, but it is so beautiful. This is the mini size. The full size is like, I want to say like 3 times bigger than this, but it's so cute. And this is another like champagne-y color. I love champagne highlights. Champagne highlights and peachy blushes. They're my jam. Okay, next up is eyebrows, and the first product, we're gonna get it out of the way straight up. It was in last year's video. You guys know how obsessed I am with this product. It is the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in dark brown. Literally been using this on my channel ever since it came out. I wanna say like 3 years ago. It's been a long time, but it's an awesome pomade. Now that that's out of the way, let's get into the new products. I don't know if I mentioned this in last year's video or not, but I've also been loving the NARS pomade. This is called the Brow Defining Cream. Super similar to the Anastasia pomade, but it's not as pigmented, so it's a lot easier to build up the color, and that way you don't go overboard. I also prefer the colors in this range. This is the shade Danakill. I have no idea how to pronounce that. It's almost like a gray dark brown, which is good because my eyebrows are like nearly black, but if I use black, then they just look like Sharpie brows. And then onto the brow products I have in my eyebrows right now. This is the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. It's awesome because you get a spoolie on one end and then you get the pencil on the other, and it is such a fine tip. It's also got like a kind of waxy formula, nowhere near as waxy as the Anastasia Brow Wiz pencils, but it's still like waxy enough to look natural. And you can really build up the color with these, so if you want like a natural looking brow, you just add like a really thin layer, but if you want like bold brows, you can just press a little harder. So I really love it and I use it all the time. This is like my 4th one of these. Okay, last brow product. It's the Zoeva Graphic Brow Fix. My little sticker has come off, so I don't know the shade, but the shades in this range are perfect. It's super ashy, super dark. I've got it in my eyebrows now. It does an excellent job of keeping your eyebrow hairs in place without them being like crunchy, and I love it. Now, mascaras. I've got 2 that I want to talk about. I use these in like every video, so I'm sure they're not going to be a surprise. First up is the Benefit Roller Lash. Now the trick with this is you want to scrape the mascara wand on the side of the tube when you pull it out, so you don't get too much product on there. If you use this with too much product on the brush, it's just a hot mess, so make sure you scrape it on the side. This does an amazing job of curling my lashes and lengthening them and separating them, and it also stays sticky for a long time, so I love to wear it with false lashes because then I can squeeze the false lashes into the real ones and they look even more natural. Then the other mascara is the Tarte Lifted Mascara. This is such a natural looking mascara. I love it for everyday use when I don't want to look like I'm wearing too much makeup. Next up, let's do eye pencils. So my favorite high-end eye pencils this year, hands down, have been the Marc Jacobs highliners. They come in matte shades and metallic shades, but they are so pigmented and so creamy. They just glide on and they do not budge once they're dry. I love them. Now, favorite liquid liner is the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner in Trooper. When I first tried this, I think I got like a dud one that had been dried out, and I was like, why is everyone so obsessed with this? But now that I've tried it again, the obsession is real. It is a beautiful pigmented black liquid liner. I love that it's also got like a brush tip instead of those like stiff ones. But I will say I do like the Maybelline Master Precise better because it's like literally half the price and pretty much the same thing. But this is a high-end favorite video, not a drugstore. Now let's do eyeshadow palettes. So first up, you guys knew this was coming. This is the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. Pretty sure this was in last year's video. You get such a beautiful selection of colors. They're so pigmented, easy to blend. And this palette smells amazing. My palette is so dirty. Should have probably cleaned that before putting it on camera. Then the other two palettes, I'm pretty sure they were in last year's video as well, so I'm not gonna like dwell on them too much. It's the Zoeva Nude Spectrum palette and the Zoeva Cocoa Blend palette. Honestly, any eyeshadow palette by Zoeva is absolutely amazing. Zoeva makes like the best quality eyeshadows I've ever found. One of the best, one of the best. These eyeshadows, so pigmented, so easy to blend. I love them, highly recommend them. And then the other palette, this one's a new one. It's also Steph's palette, which I borrowed 6 months ago, and I think Steph has just forgotten that I have it. It's the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. I am a sucker for warm brown tones, so this palette really grew on me. I love the color selection in this palette. It's so beautiful. There's not a whole lot of variety in the colors, so you can only pretty much do like warm browny red looks. If you are after a really warm reddish brown palette, this is your guy. I find the quality of this palette is so much higher than the other Urban Decay Naked palettes. Is that just me? These eyeshadows are so pigmented and so blendable. I feel like some of the shades in the other palettes are a bit hit and miss, but every single shade in this palette is amazing. And I also love the packaging of this. It's nice and sturdy, unlike the first 3 Naked palettes. Okay, what's next? Let's do lips. We're onto lips. Woo! We're almost done, guys. We're on the home stretch. Okay, first up, favorite lip liner is the Bare Minerals Gen Nude Lip Liner, particularly the shade Borderline. I have used this so much. It's like teeny tiny now. I have to get another one of these. I used it to line my lips today. It's like the perfect nude shade. Now, favorite lip glosses. This is what I had on my lips until I ate it all off. This is the Fenty Beauty lip gloss. I love this lip gloss. It is the perfect shade for every skin tone. It's just this really beautiful glossy nude, and it's got these gold reflex in it. And it smells like cupcakes. Then the other lip glosses I've really loved this past year are the Too Faced Sweet Peach Lip Oils. These are basically all nude and peachy shades. I don't particularly like to wear colored lip glosses. If I'm gonna wear something colored, I'd rather it be a lipstick, but I love nude glosses. And then last lip glosses, these are more like lip toppers, I would say. They're by Bare Minerals. This is the shade 24 Carat, and this is the shade Head Turner. They just add this like really pretty glittery gloss on top. I brought these to the festival with me, loved them. Okay, now liquid lipsticks. Hands down this year, I have really loved the Kat Von D liquid lipsticks. They're one of the few brands that I found that don't like pile up like in this middle bit here and give you that white cast, which looks really sus. They're also super pigmented and easy to apply. I find with these, I just need the one coat. I don't need to keep going in, and they last so long. They also have a very beautiful selection of colors. My favorite is Damned. We're on to the last product, and that is Bullet lipsticks. Now, I'm pretty sure I mentioned these in last year's video, but they're still my favorite. This is the MAC Lip Tensity lipsticks. I love every single shade of these. They're all amazing. The formula of these is amazing. They are so intensely pigmented without being like drying or cakey looking. They smell like vanilla and they last so long on my lips. I love the formula of this. Can you see? Can you see how beautiful that looks? Now I need to wipe these off my hand before I get it on my shirt. And those are all the high-end products I have loved the past year. Leave me a comment, let me know what your absolute favorite product of 2017 was. As usual, if you did like this video, please remember to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you guys want to see more videos from me, and also hit that notification bell. Anyway, I hope you guys had a fabulous new year, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys! I don't know why I wear shirts like this, to be honest. They keep riding up on me.